We interrupt your program this evening to bring you a news update on the Cuban Missile Crisis. After 13 long days, the crisis is over, and as part of our special bulletin this evening, we will recap the events of the past 2 weeks.
President Kennedy was given photos of Soviet launch sites in Cuba on October 16th. This information is what prompted our initial reactions towards the Soviet proximity to our country.
On October 16th, President Kennedy received CIA intelligence showing nuclear launch sites in Cuba, leading to his decision to put the military on high alert. On October 22nd, President Kennedy first announced the crisis to the American people when he told a television audience that he had placed the military on full alert.
We will show you a video of that broadcast for those of you who did not see it.
Good evening, my fellow citizens. This government, as promised, has maintained the closest military surveillance on the island of Cuba. Within the past week, unmistakable evidence has been found that a series of offensive missile sites are now in construction on that imprisoned land. The purposes of these bases can be none other than to provide a nuclear strike capability on the Western Hemisphere. And having now confirmed and completed our evaluation of that evidence and our decision on a course of action, this government feels obliged to report this new crisis to you in fullest detail.
On October 24th, some of the Soviet ships carrying nuclear warheads to Cuba unexpectedly turned around, presumably an order given by Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev.
Our president showed similar restraint when a ship passed our blockade line. He ordered the Navy to follow the ship rather than attack it. We will show you an exclusive video of this ordeal.
The events of the past 13 days have prompted various reactions among the American public. Here are some such reactions. If I was Kennedy, I would have blown them Cubans up.
As an American citizen, I'm proud of the way Kennedy handled the situation in Cuba.
We also have an interview set up with a Cuban citizen who can give us insight into the crisis effect on Cuba. We will now go to our field reporter Michael Guerrero in Cuba interviewing Jose Huevos.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Senor Huevos. How do you feel about the events that transpired in Cuba?
Castro trajo unos barcos y cuando diera vuelta ya no había más barcos.
And his translator?
He says, first Castro brought in these boats, but then he turned around and there was no more boats.
And back to you, Kevin.
The 13 days of the Cuban Missile Crisis have changed the public view of our president from an inexperienced leader fumbling the Bay of Pigs invasion to a brilliant commander combining firmness with restraint to lead our country through this time of maximum danger.
This concludes our broadcast, and we shall return you to your program momentarily. And
You stay classy, Mr. Henry.